York. All right, we're here at a 1600 Lyle Ave, Rochester, New York. So please like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Yep, like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're gonna go ahead and get into this class, right? Get into this class. Get into this class, right? The things they did not teach you, right? The history they won't teach you. All right. Let's get this link out. We'll go over a quick couple announcements. Purim for us is going to be coming up this week, or coming week, March the 2nd through 4th. We're going to be holding Purim in our respective areas. So if you're in the Virginia Beach area, the Norfolk area, if you're in the Houston area and you say that you congregate with us, hit us up, right? And you say that you congregate with us, that's perfect. That's perfect. That is El Perfecto. How's everybody feeling?
Wow.
Yeah, you know, it's these times, man. Right? Like the Bible's real. You know, in the Most High, the Most High is waking everybody up. Right? Men, woman, and child. You know, to understand what state we're in, right? To shake and awaken our people to, brother, the downfall of the nation that we're amongst. You know, so it's a lot of day-to-day things going on that you got to check out in the news, right? The Most High is really doing a work on America right now, doing a mighty work on America. So this is why these times of feast days, the Most High sees, right? The communicating, the Most High is looking at, and those things is what's going to help us in the end, right? Those things is what's going to keep us safe in the end. So we have to take heed. Take heed. So, do y'all mind? Yep. So we're gonna go into this class. I know we had a question last time, right? Who had a question last time? Oh, that was somebody had a question, right?
The Facebook Club Tuesday?
No, this is last Thursday. The reason why we didn't go into this last Thursday, I think it was a question.
So Maya.
Right.
Oh, brother.
Right. You know, having that being hurt by individuals, how to deal with that, how not to dive off the deep end in regards with hurt, because the world is cold. People is turning cold, right? No natural affection anymore, no feelings towards each other, right? You was once friends one day, now you're foes the next. It's like, what's going on? Well, what's going on is the Most High told us this. So, all praises to the Most High, right? We're here for another class. Shalom to everybody in YouTube world, right? Hopefully your week has been well. Ours has.
Right.
Interesting, you know,
Yeah.
the inner workings of the ministry and what goes on. It's been very interesting, you know, but that's why we do what we do, because we know it's true. So we know the word is true. All right. I know we got people coming on. So y'all see the title, right? You see the title, Black History Month, right? That's technically what it is. It's Black History Month for February. No, what are we in? Oh yeah, we're in February. Man, time going by so fast. Right, we're in the month of February, and good old Babylon, America gives us what? They give us a month to now reminisce on our so-called history that they give us, right? And it's really one-sided history. It's one-sided history, right? Hello, yo? No? Black history ain't one-sided? Let me ask y'all a question. What did you learn about Black history, sis? What did you learn? And brothers and sisters online, what did you learn when y'all had Black history at your schools? High school, What they teach you? What do you remember?
I don't really remember too much. I don't remember them publicizing it that it was Black History Month specifically. I just remember randomly like, okay, we're gonna go over these important black figures and then move on. And then they in the beginning of the class and at the end of the class we'd be back to talking about white history. So it wasn't too
Okay.
publicized. It was more of a we have to do it because it is Black History Month and we have black kids in my class, but nothing,
Did it for the black kids.
did it for the black kids and black kids only.
So what figures do you remember that were talked about? What prominent black figures did your high school, junior high, elementary class bring to your attention? The greats.
I don't even remember, honestly. I don't really remember. A lot of the history I learned outside of school from the Bible, and then even just listening to the news and hearing all about it. I didn't really learn too much history in school.
Hold on, say that again. Say that one more time. My apologies.
A lot of the history I didn't really learn in school. I learned at home, or like from the Bible, or like what you guys would teach me. I didn't really learn too many history lessons from school.
So you don't know anybody, any prominent black? I'm asking, do you know any prominent black people that they taught you about? That they taught you?
No.
That's the answer. There's nothing wrong.
I mean, like, I would know their faces, but I wouldn't know their names. Like, I'm not good with the names.
Okay. So you know Harriet Tubman's face?
Okay, I know her name, but I don't remember what she looks like.
Condoleezza Rice.
No, I definitely don't know.
Right. Okay. So you said you really didn't know too much. Right. Where is this? All praise Most High, Christ bless. Right. All praise to the Most High. Yep. What is this? What'd they say? Slavery. Martin Luther King, Frederick Douglass. What'd you get from Black History Month? In the celebration, or really the reminiscing of tragedy. A lot of the times. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I got two different experiences because I was raised in racist South Carolina,
Okay.
like low country. So it was like, from what I remember from the fourth grade, was like a bunch of mockery,
Right.
you know, from my elementary teacher. She was a white woman, but she used to come during Black History Month. At the end of Black History Month, she'll come with like a fake afro and like a
Hold on, shoot. Oh, black?
it's a white lady,
Oh, it's a white woman.
but she'll come with like a fake afro.
So she was mocking.
She was very like, it's very much mockery.
She was black facing. Blackface.
Basically without the blackface.
Right.
Yeah, and then
Like she did a Halloween costume.
yeah, exactly.
Late Halloween.
Exactly. That's what I remember during Black History Month back in the fourth grade in South Carolina.
Right.
And then I came up here to Rochester. I was going to Dr. Martin Luther King Elementary, number 9 school.
Right.
So you know, the history books, it was like basically Martin Luther King, Frederick Douglass,
Right.
Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and you know, just a bunch of pages about the civil rights movement.
Right.
And in the pictures, all you see, you know, is, you know, our people marching. And then, you know, later on in high school, the books get a little bit more graphic, where they actually show, you know, our people getting bit by dogs and sprayed.
Right.
So it's like a bunch of drama, a bunch of trauma that our people been going through. And the only thing that was celebrated about Black History Month, from what I remember in the history books, was Martin Luther King, and him, doing the Million Man March and stuff like that, and
Fighting for civil rights.
Yeah, and he had a dream and all that.
Right.
But just see a bunch of slavery. They don't really show you, the importance of what our people did to help this country thrive. Like all the inventors, like all we heard was about the guy that created peanut butter.
Right.
I didn't know that our people created or invented all these things until I started coming here to class.
Right.
Right,
coming into the knowledge. Right. So we got some people nothing, right, that they were slaves.
Yep.
Right. Because really when you think about Black history is Native American history. Right. It really is, Latino, right, history, so-called Mexican history. But really, when you look at Black History Month celebrates what? Suffering. It celebrates suffering and survival. Like, that's it. Yeah. It doesn't give you anything of the past because our enemy knows exactly what they're doing. Right? No different from even the title of Black History Month. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:37 to get into this, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. Right? Just even regards of what the Most High prophesied, because we speak about the suffering, the survival, but they don't talk about the prophecy because they want us to still think that we're who? Nobody. We're lost travelers. Right? Like our people, we got to wake up, y'all. Black History Month. There is an agenda against our people. It's an agenda. For you to be what? Docile. Not have any roots to know nobility. All we know is Rosa Parks. Yeah. And then what they said, this is the funny part. They said Rosa Parks' husband had a vehicle. What she was doing riding on the bus?
Really?
Yeah, they go into that about Rosa Parks. She was well off, man, in the sense of, why you ain't riding in the vehicle, man?
Right.
Nothing against Rosa Parks, right? Right. Because our people are mighty and great, even though they may not have had the understanding, the wisdom, is that they were fighting with what they knew, right? You got Medgar Evers. There's a movie in regards to Medgar Evers that was Mississippi Burning, I believe the name was. I think it's Mississippi Burning. It's like when you really look at our history, brother, it's heart-wrenching.
Right.
We were slaughtered, killed, right? We were made laughing stocks. We were burnt alive, right? And our people now want to, smoke tuka. Like you smoking over an op, your own brother. Not knowing is that our enemies did that against us, but now we do it to ourselves. It's crazy. Right, but that's Mississippi Burning, right? In regards to Medgar Evers, Mississippi Burning murder, yeah. Oh, James, no, that was a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was. But there's so many of them, as you see.
Right.
Right, of the civil rights leaders. You had your Malcolm X, you had your Fred Hamptons, you had these more political figures. Yeah, Medgar Evers, they shot him right there on his carport going home with a 30-06 rifle. Yeah, but let's read this. It's Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt become an astonishment.
Right.
A proverb. And a byword.
There you go. Right. We're going to become now an astonishment, something amazing to look at. This is what the Most High said that would befall ancient Israelites, latter time Israelites, bloodline Israelites, that we were now going to be an astonishment. Who does the world look to for entertainment? Who does the world look at to laugh, get their jokes? There's about 2% of white comedians. Everybody else is what? Israelites.
Gone.
Black and Latino.
Gone.
Do we see this?
Gone.
This is prophecy, right? And I'm starting it off here is because Think about it. Black history. It's a byword. Black is a color in the crayon box, but they use it to identify our history. Black history. Right?
So
Esau got us comfortable, like, where we don't even care about it truly now.
Right.
We're so disconnected. We're so locked into Tinder, TikTok, Facebook, Plenty of Fish, right? Pornhub. We're not even thinking what they're putting in front of our face. Black history, right? I don't even think they had a parade out here this year. I didn't hear about anything going on, you know, in rejoicing or commemorating Black History Month. All I hear, you know, on the radio, they rerun what? The same inventor. They rerun the same information. It's on a rerun. Because Esau is doing a mighty work on the nation of Israel, the true Israelites, to where we don't even care about anything regarding us. So, read that again. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Like, we really got to feel this. Come on.
And thou shalt become an astonishment,
Go ahead.
a proverb,
Come on.
and a byword among all nations.
Among all what?
Among all nations.
Chinese people laugh at you. Hurry up and buy. Right? Ishmael laugh at you. They got an African brother, got a song called a kata.
Con.
You drop it?
Not yet.
He got a song called a kata, which means cotton picker. It's a derogatory term to blacks. And he's basically bringing out about what? His mother, his parents telling them to stay away from the African American.
Con.
Because they know we're different. Meanwhile, they give us what? Black history.
Right.
Demeaning. Black. It says atrociously wicked. Right? Mournful. Calamitous. Dismal.
Calamitous.
Yeah, it's calamitous history. Dismal history. Horrible history. Because it's really the curses that the Most High is bringing back up in our face. When it comes to the so-called black history that the world wants to promote to us. Right?
Con.
And then they give us a few inventors, but they don't want to give the whole understanding is that majority, 98% of inventions came from who? Israelites. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans around the board. Right? You know, so when it comes to black history, they only share a portion of it. Right? It's only a portion. And you know what it is? It's that back end. It's that back end judgment portion that they want to now give us, where we were in slavery, we came off of ships. They want to give us the what's the one movie where they had them Goodbye Uncle Tom, right? Where they got now the hideous scenes that we got to look at, but they won't show you where you came before that. So we think we got to do what? We have to reinvent ourselves now. We got to reinvent ourselves. Lamentations 4 and 17. Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. So we're seeing is that even when we bring up this word black history, they're just saying horrible history. Right? Without light.
Man.
Calamitous. It's the definition of black. I mean, there's obviously many more. Without light, like I said, what else you got for black? Yeah, what else you got for black? Oh. But again, what did you learn about Black History Month? What did your teachers tell you? What stuck with you? We know the same people. Martin Luther King. Right? With the first scripture? Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. And then we're going into Lamentations 4 and verse 17. Lamentations 4 and verse 17.
Are you close to him?
Yeah, y'all probably could just use one. Y'all have to just switch. It might be the speakers. Let's see. Let me turn it down a little bit. It's all that banging, slipping and hitting the floor. All right, where we at? Come on. Lamentations 4 and verse 17.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
Right, Lamentations 4 and verse 17. Go ahead.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
There you go. And that's what Black History is. Vain help. Like, the month don't do anything for our people. And they like to, obviously add tax season to it.
Right.
Right? Our people love tax season more than history. Right? Got to get our taxes right. Instead of knowing who we are. Right? Really backdating and seeing our history. There has to be something before slavery. If the white man can go all the way back to the 1400s, the 1300s, and the 1200s, so-called, as we know, which is academic fraud. Right? Academic fraud means that now they're portraying themselves to be something, they're rewriting history. It's fraud. But listen to what it says, man. Right? Listen to what the scripture says. This is Jeremiah during the time we were taken into captivity by the Babylonians. Because we've been in this situation for a long time. In our enemy's land, getting fed knowledge by our enemy. We breathe the enemy's air. They know how to poison it. We eat the enemy's food. They know how to weaken us. Right? They know how to play on our emotions. They know how to erase your memory, as Candace Owens is going into about Charlie Kirk's wife. MK Ultra. Right?
Right.
All these different tactics that they're using to try to dumb us down, weaken us, for us to forget who we are. Listen to what it says. Come on.
As for us,
Right.
our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Right. America gives us vain help. Right? Yeah, they may take care of your subsidies. They may take care of your housing. They may give you food, but they don't take care of your spirit. Section 8 don't take care of your spirit. Child support don't take care of your spirit. Your frivolous paycheck don't take care of your spirit. Go ahead.
In our watchings, we have watched.
Yeah, that watching means you're waiting. You sitting there hoping to be delivered. Right? We sit here hoping as they tease us every month. Stimulus check coming. They tease you with the apps that you got on your phone. Right? They're going to get that stimulus check out to you. $2,000.
News break.
Newsbreak been lying for the last year about them stimulus checks.
God.
But what happened? Brothers and sisters, we waiting for that 1,000. We need it though. But it's vain help. Right? We got now Donald Trump saying if you had a child in the past year or this year, he's going to donate $1,000 for a college fund. You're going to force me to use money that I'm not going to use for my child. That don't make no sense. $1,000 to give to children that were born, I believe, in 2026. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong or right. What is that going to do, Ike? My child's not going to the educational system here. To what? To learn screwed up and chopped up history and knowledge?
It's a game.
Huh?
It's a game.
Come on.
They trying to trick you to stay in that loop, because when you stay in the loop, being the Black History Month, the Blackity, Bacardi said that Blackity Black talk. They wants to stay in the Blackity Black talk, but then when you look at the modern day Blackity Black talk, it's a bunch of women with just walking around with no bras and hippie shirts like Esau,
Right.
and black men that's just got their freeform locks and they smoking, and then they smoking cigarettes, and then the nails is extra black, and then they wearing like 3 different pants, and they sagging 2 of the pants, and they're like, yeah, peace God, and then they got a blue flag or a red flag, or they're a GD or they're a vice lord or something,
Right.
and they're saying peace God while going around and shooting the same person they're saying peace God to. That's the modern day Black history, and but it's because all we know is the slavery, because that's what I learned in school, was just slavery. I didn't even really know inventors, so I just knew slavery. And
Right.
the sister in here, she said she didn't even know it. It's just something that happened.
What's that?
Black History. Miss Jane Johnson. She said yes, it was one-sided.
Right.
She didn't say where she was from, but she said here where I'm from, we didn't have dealing with Black History Month or people, or people we knew about slavery, but it was like something that happened. That's it, and then she go.
Right. There you go. Right. But the reason why I want to just take it slow, let's really analyze what's going on.
Yeah.
Instead of just overlooking it because we got dinner.
Oh, right.
We got a TV show we want to watch. We got to hurry up and go to sleep to go back to work. No, let's really recognize what the Most High is doing here in this time as he awakens us. To see that this ain't real history that they're trying to give. Yes, it's real. But there's so much more. Like I said, it's only partial.
Right.
A partial accumulation of our history. Because they don't want to tell us as we go down that we were a mighty people. Right?
Right.
Yeah, shalom, Fresno, right? Purple art, right? Fresno in the building, right? Karatazai. That ain't even going to pay for a semester of college. There you go. Right? But our people will do anything and shuck and jive for who? For Esau. Let's read it again. Lamentations 4:17. I'm gonna vote for Trump. You got an interview. I believe his wife was deported, but he said she voted. She prayed for you. She prayed for you. We got to get that video, all right? He broke down on the interview. Wife prayed for Trump, and she got deported.
Northern Kingdom?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, look at this. Because why? Listen to it again. Come on.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
Go ahead.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
Come on.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
There you go. Psalm 60:11. America can't save us, right? They don't even have the wherewithal how to. What's that? But that's not even in their spirit. What's in their spirit? What's in their spirit to destroy? What do you say?
I think somebody else could interference with the radio.
Oh, just switch. Y'all on 12? No, go back to 12. Just double check real quick. Let's read this. Psalms chapter 60 and verse 11. Right? Psalm 60 and 11. We get fragments of history. Right? Esau gives us, this nation gives us what they want us to remember. They don't give us, think about it, they don't even speak about how the Native Americans, Northern Kingdom, Reuben, Gad, right, Issachar, how they were a thriving nation before the Spaniards came.
Right.
Before the French came. They don't speak about that. How we had suburbs and communities and land to eat off of. They want to throw to us what? Just being conquered, being overtaken, and now we're in reformatory schools. What are you thinking? What was that thought? Yeah, reformatory schools, aka the Catholic schools.
Oh, okay. Border.
Yeah, the border schools.
But it was a reform.
But it's a reformatory. They're trying to reform the natives to be what? American. Right? American. So let's read this. Come on.
Psalms chapter 60, verse 11.
Read.
Give us help from trouble. For vain is the help of man.
Yeah, vain is the help of men. But why am I going here is because America's giving us nothing. And that's what we got to understand, brothers and sisters. We got to really understand where we stand today. Yes.
Is that 60 or 16?
60 and 11.
Yeah, Psalm 60 and verse 11. This isn't speaking about your brother or your sister in the body. That's not what this is talking about.
Right.
This is talking about the vain help of the world, the vain help of our oppressor. We need an intervention by the Father. We need spiritual guidance, spiritual understanding, right? We need some truth, as the scripture says. not some fragmented history, right? That a lot of our people, year after year, think is doing something for the nation, for our people. As a people in the whole, our people are getting worse and worse, right? Suicides are going up. Drug abuse is going up. Domestic violence is going up. Mental illnesses is going up. Incarcerations is going up. Aggressive acts is going up. Yeah. Because all the above, drugs, alcohol, right? All the things that they want to prescribe for us. Right? The Diddy lifestyle. Look what that's doing to our people, man. It's turning our people out. But as we're seeing, we learned that from who? From our enemy. The Caucasian man. Now we see all the Jeffrey Epstein stuff coming out.
Right.
Right? But we see that Diddy took it to another level. Diddy had the lavish parties, the big pool bed, or big blow up bed.
God, yeah.
Jake know how to turn it out, right? He knew how to take a little evil and multiply that thing bad. Right? It's no different from what our forefathers did, Manasseh. Right? It's the same spirit. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick just with that. In regards of Manasseh. King Manasseh, right? It's a book called Satan, Angels Exposed. The reason why I'm bringing it out, it's our history. But it's the history of how we start to get corrupted by the nations, right? And this is something that's familiar. We start gravitating towards negative instead of looking towards the light. But this is the problem, because the nation, America, doesn't want to give you any light. They don't want to give you nothing upright to look at. They want to give you everything. They want to give you 50 Cent T.I. drama. They want to give you Blueface Krishan and all of his madness. They want to give you Diddy madness, right? But they don't speak about, like we said earlier, the inventors, right? They don't want to speak about the innovators. They don't want to speak about the psychologists. They don't want to speak about the musicians that were great, right?
Yeah, come on.
They want to give us who? Boosie and boxing. Sports. Four Loko. Right?
Hood
vlogs. But going back to one of our kings, which was Manasseh. Right? Manasseh was the son of Hezekiah. All right? Manasseh was the son of Hezekiah. But this book called Satan's Angels Exposed. It's a good book. Right? By Solomon Kurban. He brings out an excellent point that the Bible also verified, or his words verified. Well, he's verifying the Bible, right? Check this out. Let me get this real quick in regards of Manasseh, right? So it says here, this is under the chapter Witches Don't Ride on Brooms. So it's going into witchcraft. Okay. Right? It's going into now sorcery. It's going into now idolatry. Right? This is what it says on page 118. Right? It says witchcraft was practiced by Manasseh. This is a king. This is Hezekiah's son. Hezekiah was that mighty king that fell sick, and the Most High gave him more years upon his life because of his righteousness, because of his actions, right? So you would think that his son would see him and say, you know what? I'm going to be like my father. I'm going to lock in and be an example to the nation of what righteousness is. But what did he decide to do? He decided to go to the left. Check, it says, where is this at? Hold on. Let me get more. It's another point. But it says he did more evil, unless that's right into the scripture. Let me see real quick. Hold on, let me get this. That might not be it. That might be the excerpt. Let me show you this. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, because it says he did more evil than the nations. this. Just bear with me real quick. Bear with me. Yeah, that's what I'm probably referring. Yeah, let's go there real quick. But I thought this brought it out too.
Okay.
Read that.
2 Kings chapter 21 and verse 9.
Yeah, so let's get that. 2 Kings chapter 21 and verse 9. I know this said it. Hold on 1 second. Let's read that. Come on, who got it?
2 Kings chapter 21, verse 9.
Right. 2 Kings chapter what?
2 Kings chapter 21, verse 9.
Go ahead.
But they hearkened not, and Manasseh seduced them to do more evil than did the nations whom the Lord destroyed before the children of Israel.
Right, but this is the point that I want to bring just with Manasseh, is that this is who the world does what? Puts in our face as leaders. Wicked individuals, all right? Not saying obviously Manasseh specific, but in regards of what Diddy's doing, in regards of the so-called leaders that we have, right? Like, what have our leaders really taught us? What has our leaders truly taught us? And that's for brothers and sisters online too, when it comes to black figures, black celebrities, right? When it comes to Latino celebrities, Native American celebrities, what have they taught us? What they teach you? What Mike Rashid teach you? Yes, sir.
Yeah, these celebrities, the only thing they taught us is that they don't really care.
Right.
Because, you know, you go back, they could go back to their hood and drive down the street and point this spot out, point that spot out, and the spots are run down still.
Right.
But that's where you from. If you love where you from, if you cared about where you from, you would do something in that community. But these communities still tore down.
Right.
That's why some people I do respect, like Mike Epps.
Right.
Mike Epps went back to his block where he grew up and bought like 5 houses in a row.
Right.
And build them up and renting them out to people that he knows.
Right.
Family members. That's the only person I've seen like actually doing something like that. Everybody else, they getting mansions and stuff and just taking care of, you know, them and their family.
Right.
You know.
Right. You know, even that, it's like Rakatha Yahweh, but it's still vain. You got neighbors that'll still kill each other, sell dope, smoking weed, right? It's like, come on, man. You know, our people, man, we're in a very tight place, right? With the so-called help that we have or guidance. Let's read this Isaiah 9 and verse 16. Man, it was an insert. I don't know if it's from this book, but I thought it was. Unless I'm mixing the two up, but
See.
right. So-called black history, right? But they won't teach us what? Prophecy. That's what they want to hide. That's what they want to run from, right? Yeah. Isaiah 9 and 16.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16.
Right, Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. Right, in regards of what did they teach us? Right, what did they teach you about black history? Let's read it, come on.
For the leaders of this people caused them to err.
There you go. Right, and let's really look at our life. Let's look up our upbringing, what we were taught, what we were shown. A lot of our people caused us to err. They caused us how to be whoremongers, how to drink. And don't get me wrong, again, yes, you had forms of godliness, right? You had the Black Panther Party that tried. They brought I believe Black Panther Party is the one who actually created food program, or it was a food program. It was they had a program where they used to feed the kids in the morning. But look what it is today, right? Look what it is today, which is madness, confusion, completely different.
Yeah, it's not even there. They don't even have no effect. Nobody think about the Black Panther Party.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody thinks about them. Nobody thinks about the Muslims. Nobody thinks about I've never thought of nobody thinking about the 5%ers.
Oh, right, dang.
Huh?
No, I'm saying dang, but that's true though.
Yeah, but even from what they was in the beginning, like you said, trying to do,
Right.
it's far from that now. You know, it's super far from the original intent, you know, of the people that actually care, right? I mean, I know with the Muslim faith, they had the Esau, the Fard Muhammad guy that started that in the States.
Right.
So
A white man.
Yeah, so it wasn't even pure in the beginning, but the people that were struggling in the communities that they you know, tricked their heart into Muslim faith, those guys were sincere, you know, getting people off the drugs, you know, in the routes that they would take to get people off the drugs. They would then
Right.
have their own system for you to, you know.
I applaud.
Yeah, the effort, you know, but it's far from removed from that type of care.
Right.
Like that don't exist no more, as you were saying.
Yeah. Yep. Let's read it again. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16.
Go ahead.
For the leaders of this people cause them to err,
Go ahead.
and they that are led of them are destroyed.
Right. Think about it. They that are led by them are what? Destroyed. So let's go through a list of the common leaders that we know. And this brother just passed away, Jesse Jackson. Right? Rainbow Coalition.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, Rainbow Coalition. It was crazy whenever we heard that Jesse Jackson called Obama a ninja. You're like, dang, he hating. Right? But we see is that he probably knew something we didn't. Right? That Obama was on another agenda. Right? But think about that. Even Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, right? Oprah. What true leaders? And a lot of us didn't even really know what they were about. We didn't hear their speeches. Right? All we knew about was, you know, Tupac, Celine Dion. You know, you get you some just old school artists.
Yeah. They throw you like you said, Tupac, Biggie. In the Spanish community, Selena,
right?
Willie Colon.
You said Willie Colon. those are salsa kings.
Right. They just throw you these guys in the character and they replay them.
Hector Lavoe.
Con.
Right. So when you look at it, it's like, man, we really had nothing to grow off of.
Yeah.
Right. It was fictitious help, but the Most High is showing us that the leadership that we had was broken. Right? Even when you deal with Fred Hampton, like they had forms of good wisdom in regards of building the people, but when it came to maintaining in a standard, they didn't have it. If it says if it's not of the Father, it comes to naught. Right? So he sees the Most High uprooted even the Black Panther Party or the BLA, Black Liberation Army. Right? That was around. That's who Tupac's mother was involved with. The BLA, right? That's who another civil rights activist, which she just died in Cuba, is Ashada Shakur, or her real name, her government name, her Jake name is like something Michelle Shakrita. But you know, is that, man, we had these forms, but it really it bred just more pain, man. It's unfortunate. We don't even hear about that, right?
Yeah.
All we get is one figure, which is Martin Luther King.
Right.
That's the only person we get. Be like Martin. Do it like Martin. What's that? Yeah, Joanne. Is that it? Yeah, Joanne Deborah.
Yeah.
Byron. No, there it is right there. That's why I knew her by. That was her married name. Chishmar. Yeah.
Right.
You gonna say something?
Yep, you got Marcus Garvey.
There you go.
Louis Latimer, you know what I'm talking about.
Who's Louis Latimer?
The inventor who invented the carbon filament for everyday use for the light bulb.
Look at that. The carbon what?
Carbon filament, carbon filterment. It's this filtering, huh?
Does he have walkie-talkie?
Kind
Yeah.
Yeah, carbon filament.
Okay.
So it's like a coating around the light bulb. So,
Right.
It's to help it don't burn out.
Nice.
Burn longer.
Look at that. Huh? Go ahead. What you got? Come on.
Lewis Howard Latimer. Just gonna recycle what you said in a way. Latimer invented a carbon filament that made incandescent light bulbs. And look at that word real quick. Incandescent meaning white hot, emitting light as a result of being heated. It says incandescent light bulbs last longer and be cheaper, helping bring electric light into.
Tell me, and be cheaper. Ooh.
Right, that sounds good.
And be cheaper. Go ahead though.
Helping bring electric light into everyday homes.
Right.
So
Black men.
Right.
Come on, man. Like, all right, they're not even pushing that.
Come.
Right? We get 21 Savage, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, right? Like Kendrick Lamar is going at another man. You dissing another man,
Right.
Just let it be. Right? It's entertainment. Read it again, Isaiah 9:16. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 16.
Go ahead.
For the leaders of this people cause them to err,
Come on.
and they that are led of them
Yeah.
are destroyed.
Right. And you know, again, I don't want to make this sound like we're just bashing our people. Right? But we know that there's an agenda of those that hold the power. And what information we receive. Go to 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 11. What was that?
No, it's a scripture that popped up.
What's that?
It's in Wisdom of Solomon. That like it goes into our people being ignorant and they live in that bliss.
Pull it. Pull it. Pull it. I mean, because that's really what this is.
Yeah.
Right? You know, again, we're just going over Black history, right? And the things that and what they did not teach us, right?
Yeah.
The history they won't teach you. We're gonna go into it a little bit, right? We're gonna go into it a little bit. It's a beautiful thing coming back to understand who we are, right? Our origin of our birth, not the penalty, us being penalized for our sins and that error, right? But the Father bringing back to our memory who we were from the beginning. It's a beautiful thing.
Come on.
So let's read where you at. Where were you at?
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 22.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22. Go ahead.
Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of God.
There you go. Our people did what?
Erred in the knowledge of God.
Because we were fed the knowledge of who? The heathens, the knowledge of the Gentiles, the knowledge of the nations. And that's what caused us to go off. That's what caused us to lose our identity. That's what caused us to really not even care.
Right.
And the topic is really, man, when we look at this, do we care about our people? Do we care about who we are? Where we came from? Do we care to uphold the right standard? Or are we just living our life, man, as the white man wants us to? Living our job. Or are we actually fighting with a purpose? What's that? Scripture?
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse, you said 22, right?
Come.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 22. Oh. Yeah. Read it again.
But moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Go ahead.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance.
Come on.
For those so great plagues.
Oh, there you go. I ain't heard this in a
called
minute.
they peace.
Read it again. They what?
Excuse me. Those so great plagues called they peace.
Yeah, great plagues, right?
God.
and we deal with a lot of these, but the enemy is doing this to pacify us. They give us a little Black History Month to keep us all, acting as if, this society cares for us. It might be a difference. Change is gonna come by Miss Crockett. Miss Crockett out of Texas. Oh man, she gonna do it.
Right.
Right. What's his name? I think his name is James Brown, right? The congressman. James Brown. He's gonna do it.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a congressman. I believe his name is James Brown. Oh no, he died. No, this is.
New. 2026.
Oh, you know what it is? Al Green. Look up Al Green. I think that. I know it's a singer's, huh? Yeah, it's a he got a singer's name. There it is. Al Green. There it is. I knew it was one of the two.
Nate?
Al Green, congressman. He gonna do it. He gonna fight for us, man. Like our people are ignorant to not understand what's going on. This is psychological warfare. Keeping us dumb and docile. Right? You got your interracial couples. The white man brings, the sister.
Yep.
He brings her a black, Black history goodie box.
Oh.
You seen that, right? And she made it like, oh, my man is this.
Black History Basket.
Yeah, Black history basket. Right? Come on, man. He had, what he put in there?
Oh,
You got the
I think
mic?
It was like,
He did the mic. Y'all should have seen the video, man.
it had like a bonnet in there.
Look at that, a bonnet. A bonnet came in the Black history box.
Yeah. I think it had like some books and like a few books in there, but
Right.
yeah, it had like the bonnet and like some shea butter or something.
Look at this. You said shea butter. Mind you, this is. I don't know if that was a husband or that was a boyfriend. That was a husband, right?
That was your husband, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like he had scoliosis or something.
Yeah, he had medical.
He got something going on, right? Yeah, he got something. But he had that basket ready. Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, you know what? That was a nice gesture from the devil. Nice gesture, right? Hey, bro, we got to do it more. Right? We got to do it more for our people, for our spouses, our family members, right? But the point is that we live in ignorance. I like that. Read it again. Come on.
Verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Go ahead.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance,
Go ahead.
those so great plagues called they peace.
Yeah, that's what our people were locked into. They were locked into what the nation fed us, and we thought it was what? Peace. We're comfortable. We get to eat what we want to eat. We can get up when we want to get up, drive when we want to drive. They give us Spotify. We can listen to music on demand. You know what I'm saying? We live in our little prison houses.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, this ain't life. This is not life for us.
Right.
Right? And this is why the Most High is fighting to wake up Israel. This is why men and women are sacrificing their lives to live the standard, to be the light for those that need it, man. Jump to that 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. The history they won't teach you, right? And that's who you are. They're going to keep calling us black.
Right. My sister made a comment.
What's that? Come on. I can't even see mine.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sister Jane Johnson.
Jane Johnson, sis, where you from? What city? What state? Shout it out. But go ahead.
Right. She said, God's what? I'm now learning as a woke Jew.
Right.
It's so evil.
It says God's.
Yeah, God, you know how cats be saying, God.
Oh, 5%. Right.
No, he said, God's what? I'm now learning as a woke Jew.
Right.
It's so evil and undescribable. It hurts me when our people act like they really don't care.
Yeah.
4 chapters a day helps you understand your whole life. Let's try hard.
Right. There you go. I like it. Hey, that's Nathaniel. Right? Bishop Nathaniel. Listen, we respect all elders. You know what I mean? But that's true though, because being engaged with the word, it causes now for you to be able to do what? Slice through the lies. But to be honest with you, for you to do what? Instead of living with the lenses of the flesh, you live with the lenses of what? The spirit. You start operating differently. You start being filled with the Holy Spirit instead of filled with what? The evil spirits. But this is the point, though, is that we have to be aware of what is happening. What this society has given us when it comes to its leaders, right? But then when it comes to, I like what you're saying. Was it Sister Johnson?
Sister Jane Johnson.
Sister Jane Johnson is that, but when they look at Israelites, they were like, oh, y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't got no degree. Yeah, but we're dropping understanding and wisdom on how we even got here. Our people are talking about mathematics, and that's not helping our people out at all.
Right.
At all.
Talking about theories.
Theories. Getting your health right.
Right.
Not saying that's not important, but what's really important is who we are, where we came from, and why we're here today. Why our people are in the position that they're in today. Why the scripture just says our people fight a war of ignorance. Our people love to be asleep. They don't want to be woke. Our people want to be asleep. And they just keep feeding us what? Little treats here and there. Right? They feed you your little holidays here and there. Get you a little Christmas, man. You know, a time to, keep the morale up. Then they hit you mid-season.
Right.
Let's get you a little money in your pocket. Tax season. Right? Get you a little 5 bands, 6 bands. You ready now. Can't tell an Israelite nothing. Right? He going to Ross. I'm going to the mall. I'm going to getting Chinese food.
They smiling.
Smiling.
They weren't smiling earlier this month.
Right.
we in the mall. So
you was in shambles.
we work in the mall, so they weren't smiling earlier this month. They smiling now.
Right. They want to dap you up.
Right.
They do the kid and play dance. But, yeah.
Yeah, not only that, they buying up the material things, clothes, shoes, and jewelry.
Right.
They had Tops, Walmart, and Wegmans carts full.
Right.
Full all the way up to the top of the cart.
Right.
Just food, but it's junk foods, GMO snacks and things of that nature.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to get the balance on that, too. No, I like it, but I'm going to get it. All right. What else we got?
That's true.
Our people is just trying to find some peace, some kind of way.
Latching onto something.
Yeah, there you go. Right. But we know the real peace.
Yeah.
Right. The real peace doesn't come from, but again, that's why it says the vain hope that comes from man. Esau, the nation. Right. Your job is vain hope. What happens when you don't got no check? You gonna feel the same way? Your spirit gonna be as bubbly? You gonna be as confident? Huh? When your check is gone? When the system breaks down, what you gonna have, man? Right? When things ain't going your way? Right? So, again, they're trying to hide, and we're gonna get to it. They're trying to hide our brilliance.
Right.
Right? What was in us that caused us to really function and really, rule the world. We're rulers. We were meant to be the head, not the tail. We were meant to be the teachers, not the students. We were meant to guide and show the world what standard they were supposed to be applying. And this is what they don't want us to know. This is why they feed us so much garbage. Foolishness, chaos, confusion, right? But when you get a person that's pushing, I like it. No, this just in regards of what she was saying about the 4 chapters a day.
Right.
That's needed. Our people don't even want to read, Doc. People don't even want to counsel. Don't even want to talk. Not knowing is that working that brain is what's going to now break the cycle. Right. Break the madness that a lot of our people are stuck in. Right? Because of why? The influences of these so-called leaders. What'd you have?
No, I was just refresh.
Read that first Maccabees 1:11. Come on.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days when they went there out of Israel, wicked men, who persuaded many, saying.
So it says there was many what?
Wicked men.
Wicked men. So there will be a lot of what? Wicked individuals. And we read them above, right? I was, via that I drive a little courier time to time, right?
Right.
So I listen to the radio, but I listen to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey's radio. And it's funny because he said, when I was thinking about it, I'm going to do a class on it. But in regards of how our people look at the Lord, right? How they look at the Lord and what they're doing. And our people really think that the Lord is blessing them just because they have materials, right? They have substance. They think that they got to be doing something right for the Most High to be blessing them. And Steve Harvey said that, right? It's like, I know God is with me because of where he brought him from. And I can get and I can understand his position.
Right.
But the scripture says that the wicked prosper in this world. And they don't get that. Right? The wicked prospers. And this is what has a lot of our people caught up and not caring about the important things. Where you at? In Psalms.
75.
Okay.
But the reason why I said the wicked men is because they'll have you moving and operating in ways that's not of the Father. They'll give you counsel that's not of the Father. Just to have us what? Darkened, dimmed.
Oh, there you go.
Being an offense to the Most High.
Huh.
But these so-called leaders or counselors or elders, they're not leading us anywhere except to remain slaves. To keep fighting for the bag, and that's it. When there was much more that the Father wanted us to be used for.
Yeah, you think that this whole black empowerment, quote unquote, is like about it's about like an individual fight.
There you go.
Yeah, how you think it's an individual fight. Oh, that's how Master P do it. He like to pass up turkeys on Thanksgiving. That's how Young Jeezy like to do it. He like to give gifts on Christmas. That's all I gotta do, and they think that's all they gotta do. And then now they're
right.
You know, I gotta support your little black business. You know what I mean? I gotta support the black man. I gotta support. And they think that's black empowerment.
I did something,
right?
And it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's where it stopped.
Right.
I do stuff for my community. I don't know why these black folks always thinking you gotta do everything for them. That's how these T.I. and these people be talking. They think you gotta go get up and get your own. That's true. To a degree, but it's like, well, damn, we supposed to. I thought you was about your people, the unit, the family unit. How are you out there educating them? You know, showing them something valuable.
Yeah.
You just went right back to what you said you stopped doing, and you was on this so-called black empowerment stuff. But now you're going back to crap talking. You talking about somebody's dead mom, right? T.I. But.
Oh, he went to that level?
Yeah, he went to that level. Because 50 Cent he let 50 Cent get him to that level.
Right.
And they got to that level.
It's like nobody has self-control. Nobody has self-respect to say, you know what, 50, we're not going to do this in front of the world. Right? I get what you're doing, but we won't even succumb to that. Yeah. Because the scripture says what? Render not evil for evil. Right. Neither railing for railing.
Right.
But it shows the immature spirit that these so-called celebrities or leaders or individuals that think that they're somebody. Like they really think they're somebody to follow because you came out with a freestyle.
Right.
And you banged on, man, T.I. really, he shot back at him.
Expeditiously.
Right.
So-called.
Like, come on, Israel, that's what we applauding?
No.
Like I said, we applauding that Diddy got 52 months, 54 months, something like that.
There you go.
Right? Come on, man. It's madness. But, we gotta go there.
Oh.
Where you at, Ike? Oh, that scripture. Let's read that again. That Psalms what? 75?
73.
73?
Psalms chapter 73, verse 3.
12.
Verse 12. Behold, these are the ungodly, who prosper in the world.
This is what the scripture says. Is it wrong to have money? No. But we understand that a lot of those that prosper in the world is what? Wicked.
God.
It's nothing wrong to have money.
No.
But a lot of people are giving up their souls, right? And they're denying the Father just to gain it. And that's the spirit that we got to watch out for. Because that's what normally corrupts our people. Go ahead.
They increase in riches.
They do what?
They increase in riches.
Right. Y'all see that?
God.
They increase in riches, but this is what Steve Harvey was saying. Is like, man, I got that dough. So the Most High, made me the breadwinner for the family. Yeah, but you the same one giving bad counsel, skewed counsel, worldly counsel.
And then he let Marjorie do whatever she wants.
Oh, that's his wife?
Yeah. And then the daughter.
Oh man,
daughter been jumping around.
You know, so crazy. I never really went into his daughter, but I know she was a promiscuous young woman.
Right, she's a jumper. Hula hoop. See,
what's her name?
Lori Harvey.
Right.
Who?
Lori Harvey.
Who was she with? She was with Michael B. Jordan. Okay, I remember that.
She got a guy from the show Snowfall.
She what?
She got the brother from Snowfall.
The main dude, Franklin.
Oh, Frank. Oh, she got the British brother.
God.
Oh, she moving on up, huh? She got him a mate now, huh? But like, think about that. It's all about who you can be match made with, right?
Handlers.
Yeah, handlers. Oh, she was with Diddy. I remember that.
Yeah, she been around.
That's bad. Oh, and the son?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad, man. That's bad.
She's with both of them now.
She was with Diddy Senior and Diddy Junior.
Right. Just on what you're saying with Harvey, he says he's blessed, but his family's everywhere.
He said that.
Yeah, but his family's everywhere. She's slowing around. Margie was slowing around doing things, and she's disrespectful.
There you go. So we see money's not everything, man.
Right.
Money don't establish order, right? But that's what our leaders try to teach us. Get your bag, right? Focus on your job and your 401k, and that's gonna provide a good end for you. Make sure you go on your vacation. Don't forget that. Don't get on out there. Don't get me wrong. We want. There's nothing wrong with vacations, y'all. Let me say that. There's nothing wrong with vacations, but what I'm saying is what the world tries to pitch to make us think that that's life, and we see that when that's all you're focused about and worried about, look what it creates: madness, chaos. But this is what they've been teaching us. They don't want to teach us. We're gonna get to it. What made us great? They don't want to teach us those things.
Man.
They want to teach us what? How to roll a blunt. They want to give us all the YouTube shorts of straight hood drama. How do we get hooked on hood drama? On YouTube, huh? Madness, fights.
Yeah.
Like comedy stuff.
They call it black excellence.
There you go.
It's a word to hide destruction.
Come on.
That people really going through. But all the black excellence people are these people. They label these Lori Harveys and Diddy's and Jay-Z's and ITIs and they labeled all these people in this category of black excellence, but there's nothing really truly excellent.
Right. Kevin Gates.
All these people is the people that's teaching people's kids that are now 20. All the people that's now 20, 21, they was growing up listening to Kevin Gates and Lil Uzi Vert and all these different people, and now those kids, they got their parents wondering why they damn got a hole on this side of the nose and a hole on this side of the nose. They trying to figure out why their daughter got a dang piercing in their tongue, why their daughters is piercing their chest, right? Not the chest, but their
we know what you're talking about.
Right. Piercing, right?
Right.
They wonder why, but they don't realize that they thought that the guy was blessing them because they were college educated.
Right.
And all these different things. Or I didn't go to college, I worked hard, my kid went to college, and they think that that's successful. But they taught their kids all the defilement. I mean, literally, the lady like we was talking about with the college thing, her parents had her wearing Delta clothes when she was a baby.
There you
so
go.
They literally put all that imagery in her face. Oh, you know about that?
Yeah. Just on that, because I like the church that I grew up in and just the culture I grew up in around like the whole Black excellence thing, like majority of church people in this area are involved in some type of like sorority or fraternity. So like Delta is one of the major ones. And when I was growing up, I was in their like program in high school. For like Delta Sigma Theta sorority. They have like high school programs and middle school programs and stuff.
Hold on. So you saying you used to
No, they don't have you do like strolling or anything like that when you're in middle school or high school. But they they start
it got you.
Basically. So
it's that programming.
They start teaching you like you start memorizing like facts about the organization and stuff like that, and they have you do like
what do you remember?
Things.
That's what the girl.
I remember us doing like
so real quick for brothers and sisters online, you're bringing out just in regards of that culture.
Yeah, like the whole Black excellence,
that elite,
Black excellence.
Varsity, or not varsity, but you're more of your
like the middle class Black type.
Right.
Middle class it's middle class rich. Middle class, high class, so called.
Bro, middle class is 6 figures.
Yeah.
Like, come on, that's bread.
Yeah, that's money.
Come on.
But like that,
especially to a cat that.
Right.
Oh, go ahead, though.
Because it's so prevalent in the churches, and it's like most people are involved.
So be more clear so they can understand. Hopefully, put a 7 in the chat if y'all can hear the sister bringing up the information about
Delta Sigma.
The
sorority.
The junior sorority.
Yeah, the Black sororities, the major ones, the AKAs, and the Delta Sigma Theta.
Right.
So, growing up, I was saying in middle school and high school, I was involved in their program. They had 2 programs. One was called Delta Academy, and the other was called Delta Gems.
Right.
And basically, they started getting you like initiated into their culture of like being in a sorority, and they have you do like you start learning like different facts. Like you have to memorize like who the founders were and like different facts about the organization, and it's like weird stuff that like you don't need to know in like regular life, but even just looking into that more.
So real quick, did you watch the interview he's talking about?
I don't think I was in here when he was talking about that.
No. I'm talking about the sister that brought out what you're talking about.
Yeah, I started watching.
Okay, so you did
that actually today, which is why I was like, oh, that's funny because I started watching that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But what she was saying was true.
But yeah, it's like true. Like they have you like doing like start bringing up kind of like weird stuff, and I'm thinking like,
sitting down.
Okay, this is a little bit weird, but like just like memorizing who the founders were, and they're like, this is important. Like if you're gonna pledge Delta when you get to college, you're gonna have to know this, you're gonna have to know that, and it's like they do that, but there's a number of people in local churches and stuff who are involved in like Eastern Stars or
there you go.
Oh dang.
Oh yeah. I mean Eastern Stars are majority Masons are wives.
Yeah, it's the woman's side to it, but a lot of the Black churches around here, like most people are in like stuff like that.
Right, in Greek philosophy.
Yeah.
Like that ain't got nothing to do with the Lord. It has nothing to do with Christ.
Right.
And like you were saying, it has everything to do with seducing.
Yeah, but they make it seem like that's the pinnacle of excellence is for you to go to college and be a part of one of those groups.
Because it'll now be able, you can now network, and you can now better yourself and your family.
Right.
But at the cost of what? At the cost of you fully committing idolatry. Right? Worshiping gods you know not. That's why when Christ, he says you worship you know not what?
Philosophy.
Right. A lot of our people don't know what they're truly worshiping. And this is why let's get to that First Maccabees 1:11. Let's read it. Because this is exactly the connection that a lot of our people are locking themselves into. Is no more about what made us great. Listen, I want to learn how I could be great now. And if it's gonna be Alpha Phi Alpha, Sigma Phi Sigma, if I gotta get paddled as a grown man,
that's true.
Put me through it. These Masons and the things that they have to go through, This isn't an average initiation.
No.
It's a humiliation. But our people aren't understanding what it's costing them. It's costing them their soul. But this is the point, though, is that these nations, these different ideologies, they've drawn us away from the Most High to have us really not even understand who we are. Right? Do you remember the founder of the group? The reason why I ask, because it's probably information.
I don't remember the founder, but I remember we had to learn, like, who the, like, it's something like 9 founders or something like that.
Right.
Who the Greek sorority organizations are. There's
Look at
like
this.
Divine Nine or whatever. And you had to remember, like, the year Delta was founded and stuff like that. Like,
But our people can't recall what tribe Christ is from. Where Paul derives from.
Right.
What imperial power was in rulership during Christ's time? Our people they can't even answer that. But they'll be able to now slide off paganism.
Yeah.
Right? Pagan worship, right?
And they slide it off their tongue like an incantation. Yeah. They got the Naomi, they got the names right here. Naomi, Ethel, it's like, I don't know how to say it because they saying it so fast and they're saying
They don't practice it. Listen, I get it because when I was in the military, you know, they had me doing the recitings for certain ceremonies, like retirement ceremonies, so I had to do certain speeches. But you can learn those things. You can learn information. That's why I like what you said, Miss Jane Johnson. Let's try hard to read the Bible. Let's try hard to really update this information so that we can data dump all the foolishness, right? Because the Most High will do that for you, right? He'll data dump the trauma, the drama, where now you're looking forward because you're now putting within your spirit what's needed. But yeah, man.
No, yeah, it's bad.
It's a good topic because this is what our people is involved with.
they locked into it. And they, she said that just on kind of like what Bree was saying, they catch you when you little.
And you're talking about just for everybody can be
right. Just on what Bree was saying about the Delta, they was saying they start you grooming you when you little, and they start dressing you and.
But mind you, this is from a Delta or an ex-Delta member, right?
Leader.
She was a leader. Okay.
Yeah, she was a leader, and her auntie is a leader of a certain district.
There you go.
Of
now we talking
people. So she's not just like talking like I went in there blindly. I didn't have no family members that was a part of this, and I just want to feel a part of something, and I want to join the Deltas. And if she's starting the generation of Deltas in her family, she got lines of Deltas in her family for generations, and so she know like the back of her finger. And so, but she basically was saying how like how the idolatry, like they would literally every night go in the bottom of a basement in some sorority house and do incantations, call out the names.
So when you say incantations, you mean just like basically they're chanting.
Chanting, yes. Yeah, that's a better word. Chanting. And they're chanting the Delta people's names, and they're going around with the candle, and they're dressed in all white. And the only other culture that I know was dressed in all white was that Ephah culture.
Right.
Remember the brother was not looking at the mirror for a year?
Yeah, that's dealing with the Oshuns.
Khan.
Or yeah, Ephah, I guess, right?
Yeah, Ephah.
Yeah, Ephah's the religion.
And then
right, the Oshuns is deities, the gods.
Khan.
The Orishas.
Yeah, and she said I gotta obviously look into it more, but she was saying how they worship the goddess woman, Minerva.
Who worship Minerva?
Delta.
So Deltas worship Minerva.
Yeah, Minerva is an Indian god.
So you're telling me that each fraternity worships their own god?
Khan.
I guess they have a central one, yeah.
Interesting. But it's no different from Diddy. Diddy had the Haitian deity on his back.
Right.
What was her name? You remember her?
She's the goddess of, so-called goddess of love.
Right, but still the point is like what we see all this idolatry, but it derived from what? It derived from, a lot of it came from Africa, right? A lot of it came from Esau, because Esau still worships African deities.
Right.
Like everything that America worships comes from Nimrod. It's Babylonian, right? Babylonian was not white. The Babylonians were Hamitic.
Khan.
Right, which means they come from Ham, which was an African tribe. What was the deity's name that he was Yeah, Izel Danter.
Right.
Voodoo goddess, protector of women. Right?
Man.
Not really knowing who that was or why he had that tattoo.
Right.
He probably thought he was little Jesus.
Hmm.
What you thinking, Para?
Because he's wearing a protector of women tattoo, and he's like a top
Right.
violator.
Look at he said top. He's a top violator. You gotta
He's
say
on
it in
top
that
10.
Benjamin accent.
He's a top 10.
That's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
How ironic. Dude's that talking about protector of women. You out there butt kicking. What was her name? Cassie. You done drug her, got her on video.
Right.
You insane, huh? But let's read this real quick. Come on, let's get through a few more scriptures. First Maccabees 1 and 11.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11.
Come on.
In those days went they out of Israel, wicked men.
You can't trust everyone, right? You can't trust. There's wicked men in Israel. Go ahead.
Who persuaded many.
They did what?
Persuaded many.
Come on.
Saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
There you go. And this is why when it comes to living that righteous life, our people look at it as crazy, huh?
Right.
But it's because they made a covenant with evil. They made a covenant with the heathen now to be like them. Our people love America. They love this lifestyle. They love the do as thou wilt. They love it. Come on.
That are round about us.
Right, that are round about what?
That are round about us.
The Most High said he saved a small remnant. He saved, it says, I've saved 7,000 that have not bowed the knee to Baal. Right? Was it a literal 7,000? But the Most High has a number, an elect number, right, that he's waking up in these last days. Everybody's not going to want to desire to be better, right? To look to greatness. A lot of our people love the pain. They love the chaos. They love the confusion. They love the lasciviousness. They love the reveling because this is what they want to expose to us, right? The radio is crazy because when I listen to the radio, a lot of times they just repeat the same music over and over and over. I'm talking about in the span of like 15 minutes.
Gone.
I'm like, oh, y'all are really promoting that track right there. Y'all promoting that, you know what I mean? No, not that track.
Take two there.
No, that track either. Take me through there. No, the other one with Kalani. I fold your clothes, they at the door, huh?
Oh, folded.
Yeah, folding. Like, I'm tired of that, man. And now you got Kalani now in a sodomite relationship, or I guess lesbian relationship,
Gone.
right? But I don't know what words get us banned.
Oh,
right.
right.
You know, like blocked. But that's what they want to promote to us, right? And think that that's the way now because they got a few dollars, right? They know how to, they got some makeup on, they look good. But it says that they were round about us. Go ahead.
For there were heathens that are round about us.
Come on.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Right. That's what they think, right? And we done departed from our safety, right? We've had much sorrow. So what is it saying? It's speaking about how there's leaders, there's an organized agenda to keep us what? Slow and dumb.
Right.
Keep us away from who we really are, right? That's why when we declare that we're Israelites, they look at us crazy when we say we're not gonna eat pork anymore, right? Sisters ain't finna go outside, with all their body being shown out. They think we're crazy, right? And we look at it as like, come on, man, how could you not see that this is wild? Well, it's because their mind is locked into what? Into the plan of our enemies. Go to Psalms 83 and 2. Psalms 83 and 2. Why? They're trying to hide our brilliance. But this is the point, though, right? They give us a few inventors. They give us a few, notable men, notable women. But when it comes to the true essence of what the Father has been showing us, right, in history, in the scriptures, they don't want us to know who we are.
Gone.
They don't want us to know the standard of a woman. They don't want us to know the standard of a man. They want us to be lazy. They want us to be weak men, pushover men. They want the women just to be overly emotional. You don't have any control or mental fortitude. That's what they want you to be.
Gone.
They want you to react to every impulse that you have. And they give us now the examples right in front of our face. Yeah, follow that. Follow the Megan Good example. right?
Leave.
Say that again?
Just get up and leave.
Yeah, leave, right? Follow the, you said it, the Lauren Harvey example. You can be a thought and you'll still be accepted.
Come on.
Have as much fun as you can, baby girl.
And that's the trick.
Right. You know, you did it to me. I saw, it was a song today. You did it to me. I'm going to do it to you and show you how I feel. Golly. And it sounds like, you know what? That ain't a bad idea. Let me use that as logic.
Man.
Because it's an agenda, right? To destroy our people continually. Let's read it. Psalms 83:2. Come on. And again, we go over this topic all the time.
God.
Right? You know, but we really got to look deeply and ask ourselves, man, where are we being affected by this?
God.
This is a high level warfare against our people. A lot of us have attention deficit problems.
Oh, yeah.
We can't pay attention. We can't pay attention. Have you asked why? Please don't say ADHD. Please don't say that. No. That's what the white man give you. They want to diagnose you with that. Nah, because we haven't really fought and used the muscle in our brain to focus. You got to learn when you're starting to fade off. We talking and all of a sudden you hear. You got to snap up out of that.
God.
That's all you hear.
That's the dang when the VCR used to give out.
It starts to out. It's light. You all the way out. You think about tomorrow, what I'm gonna eat. What you saw today. A track. Right? What I looked on Facebook. The brain is crazy, is it not?
Right.
Bruh, they want to keep us dumb and docile. I'm gonna go with Miss Jane. I like what you said, Miss Jane. Right? Yeah, she said it. Try your hardest. Read 4 chapters a day. Listen, get something in. Start somewhere. But let's read it because listen to what the word says. Come on.
Psalms chapter 83 verse 2.
Read.
For lo, thy enemy make a tumult, and they that hate thee.
And they that what?
Hate thee.
Right, so people hate you naturally. There's haters against us. But it's at another level, y'all. It's no longer the physical hate that we used to get back in the day when they used to hang us on trees.
Right.
Or they used to come in and firebomb your house. Or they used to come in and now, pull the black man at the house, kill him, hang him on a tree, cut his loins off. It's a different style of hate. It's now a methodical, psychological level warfare hate. And that's why a lot of times we're lazy. When we really examine ourselves, brother, we're lazy. Because the enemy has done what? Has done a good work at numbing us to reality. A lot of our people they're mad at the world when we should be mad at ourselves. Right? We're not giving effort where we need to in certain areas, and we want to we want to what? We want to blame others.
Right.
Shift the blame. But not knowing is that, man, it's a high level of counsel, secret counsel that's going on to give us the Frederick Douglass, right? To give us again the Martin Luther King.
It's on purpose.
Right? When really Martin Luther King did absolutely nothing for our people.
But sleep with a bunch of women.
That's it. Which was verified, I believe, by the FBI.
When Trump released the files.
Right, and I can see that though too.
Right.
They just want to just throw dirt on everybody that had some sort of respect.
Right. They distracted us from what they really be doing.
Right, and we get it. We get men's vices, but still, it's just that, bro. What did they give us? Heartache and pain. Let's read it. Come on. Psalms 83:2.
Psalms chapter 83 verse 2.
Go ahead.
For lo, thy enemy make a tumult, and they that hate thee.
Come on.
Have lifted up the head.
Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right. So they want us to listen. It says they taking crafty counsel, right, and consulted against us. But think about it. What are they consulting? Bro, how to have our families imploding. How to have us always frustrated. We the ones always yelling, right? We the ones always having, man, issues, problems. It's unfortunate, man, right? The only way to get out of this is to lock into who we are. And this is what they want to hold back from us. Keep reading, come on.
Psalm chapter 83, verse 4.
Come on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
There it is. Read.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
But that's the point. They're trying to hide our brilliance, right? Go to 1 Maccabees 3 and 43. Lamentations 4 and 1, right? They want to hide that brilliance. And we see that the Most High is working against them. That's why there's this great awakening that the Bible said would happen in the latter days of who we are, where we came from, right? And we're shaking off all of the old nature, the old mindsets, the old ways.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way to get back to who we were. What you got?
Just on what you were saying about how they use the black leaders and they taking that crafty counsel against our people, and they doing those secret counsels. You know, one thing when we was, I know we still didn't do it yet, but when we was researching the about the black colleges and the black leaders and whatnot, one of the pivotal things that Margaret Sanger was doing to get black people to be into
Abortions?
Abortion, yeah.
Or Planned Parenthood?
Planned Parenthood, aka abortions. She was going to the preachers and the doctors in black neighborhoods.
Look at that.
To get them to agree with her. So she wrote a letter to some a sister named Mary McLeod Bethune. She wrote something to W.E.B. Du Bois. She wrote something to Reverend, a brother named, I don't know him fully. I got to research it again.
She had a strategy.
It says, influenced strongly by both the eugenics movement and the progressive welfare programs of the New Deal era. So she was pushing hard, and she knew where to go to she know where the minds of black people were at that time, and
right.
who they looked to as a voice of reason.
Who they can use.
Yeah, who they can use to be like, man, I'm gonna catch these cats' attention. So
right.
when our modern day time so-called leaders is the Lil Waynes, you know, the Soulja Boys.
Yeah.
Those were the early 2000s. The Deros, the
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
I support Vance. They speak for the people.
Oh, Khan, yeah. Nicki Minaj supporting JD Vance. She got this whole movement, and they probably rolling with her on that. You know, some of her people probably faded away, but her whole group probably running with that. The little, what do they call them? Her movement. Not her little movement, but
like the group?
Her fan groups. Mm-hmm. You know how they got the Beehive for Beyonce?
Nicki Minaj's group called?
Yeah, they call her
Barbie stuff. It's a Barbie or something like that.
Right, something with Barbie though.
Nimaj.
Yeah, but this is the people that they use modern day on us with that crafty counsel, because they know our people gonna just follow like ants.
Right.
Ants follow a trail, and our people follow the trail.
Oh, it's called Barbs?
Oh, Barbs.
The fan club Barbs.
The fan club is Barbs, and the Barbs is gonna follow Nicki Minaj wherever she go. Look at it. They follow whatever person it is. They be riding with them. I don't care what you say about so and so. I still love them. Yeah. When we're not serving our God, they know we're doing wrong, and so they lead us astray with these bad, false, so-called leaders. So, but just on what you were saying with the crafty counsel,
right?
I know we're going to end up.
Oh, that's cold though.
For the future,
right?
W.E. Du Bois, and he wrote a letter back to her.
Yeah, letters from our enemies.
Yeah, they was having secret talks, but these are those behind-the-scenes talks that our people that we think are so-called black leaders,
right?
They're having with the enemy in agreement with deceiving us.
There you go.
You know, so just on what you were saying about that crafty counsel, that's real history, verified too.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't know who the feds are. Like, think about it. Like, just even off of that, you don't know who has been paid off to now influence you negatively. Right? When you deal with like a lot of these artists, they're college graduates. I believe. Who? Yeah, he went to school in Houston, but 2 Chainz degree. These cats are brilliant.
God.
But look what they're pushing towards us. Look, Drake, brilliant. Look what he's pushing towards us.
God.
Right? But let's read this. Where we at? Come on.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 43.
Go ahead.
They said one to another,
Mm-hmm.
let us restore the decayed estate of our people.
Right.
And let us fight for our people and the sanctuary.
Right. And this is what we're trying to get back, is the decayed estate where we came from. Right? Let us fight. Lamentations 4:1. Lamentations 4:1. We were once brilliant. We were wise. We were more than just laborers. Like, that's what we do today, is just labor. Right? The Most High intended us to be more. Sisters too, man. You're more than just a woman that's just laboring. Right? Going to work, coming home. It's a lot more. Like when you deal with the Proverbs 31 woman, she was revolutionary. Right? If the Proverbs 31 woman was in the world today, or, during the time of the Black Panthers, they would call her a sister soldier.
God.
For real. Sister soldier, because she is in line with us fighting our battle against our oppressor. Lamentations 4:1. Come on, read this.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
How is the gold become dim?
Yeah, how have we been gold, the chosen vessel, the chosen children? How have we become? How have we become dim? We've been infiltrated, right? We've been overmastered. We've been manipulated. Go ahead.
How is the most fine gold
Come
changed?
on. Yeah, how have we changed from being innovators to now being rappers? Right? That's all. Rappers. Come on.
The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top
Y'all are
of
good.
every street.
He could just come in. Y'all are good. Go ahead. Red says the what? Oh, you read all the way down.
The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street.
Come on. Right. Nobody's taking care of what? The sanctuary. Nobody's worried about the Father. Come on.
The precious sons of Zion comparable to fine gold.
Right. Look at that. We were comparable to what?
Fine gold.
Bro, all we care about today is weed, huh? Right? All we care about is getting sleep, slumber. But we used to be compared to what? Riches, fine gold, worth, valued. Man, it's crazy, man, when you go back through our history. That's why we got to get this internet.
God.
Brothers and sisters, if you want to give, please give. ROC 144 Cash App, right? God. It'll help get some things rolling so that we can, be more interactive, because that's what we want.
God.
Like the brother had a beautiful article. We got a lot of information we can show, but please help.
Just heard with a letter to a sister.
Look at that. Letter to who?
A sister.
Margaret Singer.
Dr. Gamble.
Margaret Singer had no problem talking to the Negroes.
No.
To do what? To implement their plan. Margaret Singer was just a female following her leader, the Caucasoid. Right?
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
The beast, to facilitate what? Destroying us, man. That's why, brothers, you know why we kind of we emphasize these points is like, man, this is the reason why you will want to fight with your brother and sister. I mean, in the battle, in righteousness, against now the evildoers. Who will stand up against the evildoers? Right? Who's gonna be bold to lock in and to really join forces to do what? To wake up our people on the whole, man. We need our people.
Yeah, we need our people.
Come on.
That's key words.
It's a mighty work that's been against us.
She used words like tactful and charming.
Interesting. Can you give me the one for charming? The line for it?
Oh,
what she said?
So she's basically congratulating another sister who's a nurse, or a woman who's a nurse.
And this is in 1939.
Yeah, this letter is in December 10th, 1939, to Dr. Gamble, Dr. C.J. Gamble, 225 Adams Street, Milton, Massachusetts. Dear Dr. Gamble, it's good to know that you are recovering. I am also stepping up and have felt much better this past week. So there's a cordial interaction over here where they can socialize.
Similarity.
Yeah.
I'm going through same thing you going through, man.
Right, tactic. Miss Delp was here for Thanksgiving, and I am more than delighted to learn that she was able to get $250 from the California Birth Control Organization, plus the $600 from the Federation. That's good. She's a go-getter.
Now hold on. So this is Singer
talking to Gamble.
And Gamble's Esau or Judah?
Judah.
Okay.
He's a man.
Oh, Dr. Gamble's a man?
Right. He was a fervent birth control advocate, and as the inheritor of the Procter & Gamble fortune, contributed lavishly to the movement. So he was giving some donations.
Right. But she's showing like the productivity and the growth, or just the development of the movement.
Yeah. And so she goes on to say, that's good. She's a go-getter and a live wire. Very tactful and charming as well. I think that my pick of her has been justified, even though she's a little high-priced than the ordinary, so they paying people off. She has been working on the article to be written by Miriam DeFord, but it's something she says down here too that's crazy. She says, they were good enough to send me a rough draft for comments and suggestions, and so she knows what's coming out in the newspaper ahead of time. So that you see how the newspaper, which is the media, the medical field, and the government all working together in this moment. And she says that I was not, and she says sent her a rough draft for comments and suggestions, and the important suggestion that I made was not to include Miss Delp's actual name in the article. So she's hiding this person's identity, because remember, people weren't just accepting birth control at that time, especially because people was having like 14, 20 kids. So that definitely wasn't the case. They was trying to push for black people to not have kids, Latino people to not have kids.
Yeah, it was like with that scientific castration.
Right. And
medical castration.
Yeah, it's crazy when we get a chance to go through it in the future fully with just this right here. But the dudes, the Judites, that I wish I wouldn't have deleted off my tab, but I had the actual letters that they were writing about their belief system of this. Oh. But I remember the statements. He was advocating that black people shouldn't have kids because, obviously, they couldn't take care of them. We had the finance to take care of them. And then, it's a sensible statement, right? But it sounds good. But in a result of that, when the women are pregnant, this is why birth control is so important, so that you and the kid ain't struggling. But that's the reason. That's one of the reasons that they will placate for it. But without straying too far away from that. But right, sticking to Miss so-called Singer, right? But this is one of their little tactics. The important suggestion that I made was not to include Miss Delp's actual name in the article because of the fact that her sister is married to one of the high spots in the farm security department, and if the enemy started to work on her name, they might make it difficult along the line. Otherwise, I think the article is good. So they like to work in the shadows. That's what she said. So she hiding somebody's name that's on her little workforce and not giving the full name so she could do her dirt work. But this is, like you said, with the scripture, this is
Margaret Singer?
Yeah, it was a famous thing that she's known for on a video interview that she said.
Talking about the tribe of Judah. No, she
said that.
She said the tribe of Judah.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. So she knew we was the Jews.
Yeah.
So she knew we was the Jews, and she's trying to keep us down. But then Jews were working with her in her little plan to keep us down. Just on what you. The reason why I thought about this was because you, like you said, not that we are demeaning,
right,
the people that were inventors and so-called trying to revolutionize for our people. But what we're doing is bringing light to the full picture of history And they cause you to follow these people who weren't teaching you about the Father. They were teaching you Delta, right? They go into church, like you said, your family, like the woman was saying in that interview, they go into church, but they're not preaching church and they're not preaching respect about God's law and the Most High's word. They're preaching respect to the deltas. They say once a delta, always a delta, right? And they have a whole moment. Yeah, they have a whole moment.
These cats are satanic.
They have a moment where you in the church, and mind you, ain't no power invested in the pastor, right? It's the power invested in the Most High that makes the union. But the thing is, they go up to that ceremony, and right after that ceremony, they have a little statement or belief system where even in your marriage don't come before the deltas.
Coffee? No coffee.
As a woman, your marriage don't come before the deltas, but that's contrary to what they go to learn every Sunday.
Hold on, they say your marriage don't come before the deltas.
The marriage don't come
Dang,
before the deltas.
that's biblical.
And that's right after the altar. That's what the sister said in the interview. Mind you, this woman grew up in that goes contrary to the scriptures. All the way.
I mean, I understand it though, because that's their God. That's their
God.
deity. That's what they worship.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, I only bring those things up because it's like you said it very good or very well.
How long's that video?
Hour. It's a good hour.
I'm about to get on her.
Yeah, she's going in. But I like it because, like you said, we're not crapping on the people that was inventors.
Right.
The Most High said, he said he would leave us like you said, a remnant, but he left those inventors and inventions and those little cracks of history that we were able to pick up on.
Yeah.
Without the truth, because it was to show us that there is value in us.
Right.
It was for us to look deeper beyond that. But that's why that was a little like breadcrumb to be like, damn, I wonder what we were before that.
Yeah.
Damn, I wonder he's so strong in slavery. I wonder what we like outside of slavery.
Right.
What were we before slavery? Because that's how it hit me when I was in the 3rd grade and I first learned about slavery. Yeah, I was like, damn, I wonder what we were before slavery. You know, you had the fat computer at that time. And you can only search so much on the internet at that time. They weren't letting you get nothing. But it was a breadcrumb to lead us to this word. So we're not doing this class to say, shame on you black leaders at that time that was in cahoots. But it is shame on you. But it's not like we just trying to crap on somebody. It's trying to bring the full picture of what the Most High was saying.
Yeah.
Which is how we become them. Because these people are leading you to serve in Minerva, which is Roman deities. They're not leading you to Christ. They're not leading you to the Most High.
Dang, so the deltas, we got to go over that. Okay.
Yeah, they're not leading. But her part of it is a gateway to the deltas, to the sororities and the fraternities, which is a gateway to Masonry, which is a gateway to accepting all the Illuminati stuff that when they go into Hollywood and they politicians and they're the head nurse of their department, they're in all that. But that's why they got all that set up, because they're that 1% of black people that don't like the other percentage of their people. But they like for us, they're like for them. They look at themselves as superior to us, like the Pharisees. They're just like the Pharisees. They look at themselves as that 1% that want to control us, right, under Esau's regime. You know, so what? But seeing that ain't no good in this world, and the reason why we got to understand the full picture of black history is to understand what are we really serving, who's truly our power, where do we truly get glory in. The glory should be in that you're repenting, your family's repenting, you're fighting the same way Christ was fighting for the people back then. You're fighting the same way like we in the Maccabees right now. What we was in the Maccabees?
Yeah.
The Mattathias was what? He raised his son to fight for his people, right? But not just like, I'm gonna just fight for my people, but fight for your culture, your laws, and your way of life.
Yeah,
you know.
He had purpose. He had vision.
Real black history.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, it's already 10:12. We got a little bit more with this, but again, just going into them trying to hide our brilliance, right? And it's systematic, right? Every class, where my mind's been at the last couple weeks, month, is just really, it's always, but self-examination.
Right.
Like, what in us, man? Why do we move the way we move, right? And how we can be better, right? How we can be more efficient, how we can be more in tune with the Creator. The scripture says, ye are gods, but will die like men. So let's fight to get back to this godlike state but understand the tactics of what causes us to be what? Lazy,
Right.
doubting, faithless,
Con.
right? Weak.
Con.
So, yeah. I mean, any questions? Any questions?
Right.
Everybody's going to sleep online. 3 people. Right? Guys had a long day. Brothers had a long day. Right? Yeah, we're going to go into a little bit more. Right? Yeah, so what's today? Today's Thursday?
Con.
All right, we'll be live Saturday again for the Sabbath. So we'll be back, most high willing, next Thursday. We might postpone. We're coming back Wednesday. Yeah, we might just postpone. But
right.
Listen, brothers and sisters, we hope everybody is having a good week, man. May the rest of your week go well.
Right.
Hit us up if you need anything, any questions, concerns, classes that you need. Let us know. We'll put that together for you. Again, Purim's going to be this coming up week, so we won't be having class on those days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Brothers and sisters, stay strong. We are in those last days, man. So, yep, stay circumspect. With that, we're going to say shalom.